Yeah, I think last week had a bye week, so did a lot of things to get just fundamentally for our team. Of course, this week playing Georgia State up here, so obviously all focused on Georgia State now, and we're looking forward to playing on this Saturday.
Thank you, Coach. Our first questions come from Winston-Salem. Caller, please go ahead.
Hey, Scott, this is Tommy. How you doing?
Hi, good, Tommy. How you doing?
Just fine, thanks.
Good.
This game coming up Saturday, do you think it's pivotal to your season, or at least an opportunity to set the stage for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, been talking last week and this week, about how we need to finish the season. And, on the back half of the season, the last 5 games, 3 of those games are at home. And, we need to finish it off pretty well in order to finish with a good year for us. And, and I guess we also need to play well back-to-back. We played well at Troy, and we need to put, 2 games back-to-back and try to get our second Sun Belt win.
Yeah. If you would talk about Georgia State's offense, and is that the challenge you got there defensively?
Yeah, their offense, you said?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, number one, the quarterback, is really a good player. It's really, I don't care who they played, has put up good numbers. They got some good wide receivers, particularly the one number 9. He's had some really big games, including last week against Georgia Southern, which I think has got a pretty good defense. And, they threw up over 400 yards against them. So we certainly have our work cut out for us. We know that they're going to hit some plays in the passing game. We just got to limit the big plays. I think that's the key is to try to make them drive the ball and not give up the 40, 50, 60-yard pass play. That's going to be the key of stopping their offense. But I mean, they're going to get some yards because they have on everybody, but we got to limit that big play.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you. Our next questions come from North Carolina. Call up, please identify yourself, and go ahead.
Thanks. Coach, this is Steve Barrow with the paper.
Yeah.
This is a home game for you. You seem to be playing your better games on the road with Southern Miss and then with Troy. Is there a different approach that you take, or what? Do you take the road approach?
No, I think I think we played against Liberty. We played well offensively. We didn't play well defensively against those guys. I mean, I think you take the same approach. I think we just have to play better. I think sometimes matchups you're better off with some of the matchups depending on who you're playing. I don't think it really matters where it's at. But for us, I think it's more than anything to put 2 good games back to back. I think is going to be the key for us this week. And again, if we can limit their big play offensively, and then if we can continue to do what we're doing on offense, then hopefully we can have a good outturn at the end of this game.
Do you feel now that your lineups are more or less set? It seems like you've moved in a lot of freshmen.
Yeah, I think they're set. I think, offensively, the last 2 weeks we started the same bunch up front, offensive line-wise. And, all our skilled kids, between, and I see the running back situation, we were playing Upshaw and Marcus Cox both. So, to me, either one of those guys could start. That's not a problem because they're both going to play, But the rest of the offense, we're set. And then defensively, in the last 2 weeks, we've pretty much, set our defense to where we're starting the same guys. I mean, we're starting 4 true freshmen on defense along with, several sophomores. So, but, yeah, I think the last 2 weeks we're pretty set with our lineups.
You feel like, especially with the freshmen and the sophomores, now that they're kind of seeing this starting lineup or at least playing time every week, that now is the time where they can probably experience their best growth, I guess,
yeah,
players?
Well, I think so. I think, and I think we saw that a little bit when we went from Liberty to Troy. So there's guys that give up some big plays against Liberty and then came back against Troy and played really well and learned from some of their mistakes. And, to say that they're ready to, 100% going to play great every snap is probably not the case at this point. But they're still growing, they're still learning, but and they're getting better and better with each snap. A little bit more experience under their belt. So, yeah, hopefully they'll start hitting their stride here the last half of this season and start to really play well on that side of the ball.
Yeah, quite the extremes to your schedule, at least as far as opponents. You've got a couple teams that are 1 and something, and then you've got the two favorite teams, preseason favorites, back to back. Just kind of, if you would address that a little bit.
Yeah, you know, and I've said it all along. In this league, I think anybody can beat anybody. I mean, Georgia State had South Alabama and Lafayette on the road there all the way to the end, lost by 3 points to both opponents. So, you know, you just can't look at their record and say, well, they're not a very good team. I think they're capable of certainly winning those games. They're right there at the end. And Idaho the same way. You know, and then you got Monroe, who's played, you know, around 500 ball. We got a really good defense. And then, of course, the two favorites, and we got to play those two favorites on the road back to back. So that's going to be a tough stretch, no question. But you know, we're going to take it one game at a time, and you know, like I said, all our focus is on Georgia State at this point in time because I feel Georgia State can beat anybody in this conference, and if they're on their game, and so we got to expect to get their best shot. So we got to play well this week.